Hey there, it's Chuck with MTG Journey and RogueDeckBuilder.com. This is game 2 of our Born of the Gods draft. We won the die roll, and yes, we would definitely like to play first. Now, this stinks. Because I have an island and a swamp, so I can cast Vaporkin and Asphodel Wanderer. This Excoriate, unfortunately, is just going to sit in my hand unless I ever draw that one white source that I have. But other than that, I really like this hand, so no, we are not going to mulligan to 6 cards. So we will see whether Rapscolian does. He is choosing whether or not to mulligan to 5 cards now. So he does not. We will go ahead and cast out our Swamp first, and go ahead and throw out our Asphodel Wanderer. And we will say go ahead. So we'll see what colors he is playing here. Red. Not so sure I like that. I guess it'll all depend on what other color he's playing as to whether or not it's going to be super dangerous. So we will go ahead and just swing with the Asphodel Wanderer, see if it gets removed via shock or something of the like. I don't know if there's any thing that he can do with that. So we'll go ahead and get our Vaporkin out here. And next turn we do have regen up for the Asphodel Wanderer. And we have 2 Cavern Lampads in hand. So we'll see what happens here. It'd be really nice to hit either that Traveler's Amulet or the white source for the Excoriate for when things get going here. See what comes down here. He is going to his second main and ending, so that can only mean good things for us. Erebos. Now that's super sweet. Hopefully we can get that online here. Let's go ahead and swing with both. What's he got? He's gonna Magma Jet. That's fine. We had to expect there was some removal coming down there. So right now we are really just waiting on a 4th land. And we are still in the really early parts of the game here, so we'll go ahead and pass turn back to him. See if he hits his 3rd land drop here. He does, and green is his 3rd color. So we will see here what happens. And there's our 4th land drop. So I do think that we just go ahead and leave him back as a blocker, maybe? I think we just throw out Erebos here. Or maybe even just the Cavern Lampad is fine. But I really feel like Erebos poses kind of a threat here. As he does net us some card draw. And I really want to save these land pads for bestowing. Sorry about that. I want to save the land pads for bestowing, as it's going to give my guys intimidate, and that makes a huge difference most of the time. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and take the 2 damage here. I'm not too awful worried about it. And it does prevent him from gaining life as well, so that's pretty nice. If I could draw into that white source too, that would be extremely nice, as that would open up a lot of options. Does he have a pump spell? What are we doing here? This guy seems to take quite a bit of time to make his decisions. He's going to Titan Strength, that's fine. So we're going to take 5 this turn. See if he's got another creature coming down here. He does not. We hit another land drop, so that's fine. And I guess I do just run out a land pad here. Actually, I don't really want to do that yet. I think I'm going to just pay 2 life and draw a card here, which is a swamp, which is perfect. That's absolutely perfect. And this guy seems like he's playing a combat tricks type strategy here. So we will block and then regen this turn. I think that's fine with me. Hopefully he just throws out a creature here and calls it a day. So second main phase, he's going to throw out a Faragax Giant. And yeah, we'll go ahead and give you your 5/5 here. So up to 2 target creatures each get 1/1 and gain lifelink until end of turn. That's going to be helpful, as we are going to be taking 5 damage this turn. So next turn I can get that up to a 5/5, but it's not looking like what I'm going to want to do. And at this point we just sit tight, really. We are going to be taking a bunch of damage next turn, but hopefully he doesn't have too many combat tricks that get us down even farther. Which it would really be helpful if I drew into that white source for this, so I could just exile this thing if it's tapped. But I feel like that's not the only weapon he's gonna have here. I feel like he'll have some pretty nifty stuff going on here. I haven't seen anything for this green yet, so he's probably got some surprises up his sleeve here. So I really think I'm just gonna have to throw this Cavern Lampad just out as just a general blocker here. I don't really see any other way around that. And then maybe just leave up some card draw mana here. I'm not really sure. So I'm only gonna have 4 devotion on the field even with this guy unless I draw into like a tormented hero, and then I can get Erebos up on the field, which is really just the goal here. He's got a Leaf Crown Dryad. That's ugly. And he's just gonna swing with both and do 9 here. And I'm not sure we can pull out of this if we don't come up with something pretty good here pretty quick. Lash is not gonna do it, as that's only gonna do 5, 4, and he's got 5 coming at me, so I'm gonna have to block here. Which pretty much wipes his board, and then I'm left with a Cavern Lampad, and he's left with a Leaf Crown Dryad, so maybe that is the play here. Maybe I do just have to bide my time here and just pass the turn back. So let's see what he does here. We might just get blown out here, but so do we let, no, we can't let either one of them through. We have to block here. And we have to lash there. And if he's got any combat trick at all here, we're just dead. Snake of the Golden Grove is going to be pretty good. I'll let him gain the 4 life. And as it's looking right now, things are looking pretty bleak. I don't think I've got enough to be able to pull out of this. My Erebos is doing nothing for me here. None of my removal is coming up. And I don't think I have enough. I have just too many short to be able to cast both this and this. So I think I'm just going to get starved out here. because he's got 6 coming at me even if I do block, and he's got 4 even if I don't. So yeah, there's nothing I can do here. I mean, maybe I can try to come up with a miracle card here, but I don't think there's anything I can do. Yeah, that's definitely not going to do it. So either way, he's going to get through here, and I'm going to be dead. So such is life. We will concede this one and go on to the next. Unfortunately, we drew Erebos a little earlier in that game than I would have liked. And again, I think Crypsis can come in. Probably, actually, just instead of this Excoriate, and we'll just keep Vaporkin in. Get rid of this Plains and add one more island. And just do it that way. If we do that, we don't even need this Traveler's Amulet either. So, yes, we will play first. Man, I love this hand. But I'm off on this blue, and if I don't draw it, I'm totally hosed here. But maybe I just have to try. No, we won't mulligan. We'll stay with it. And we just really hope we draw into lands, and the right lands at that. So we'll get out our first turn hero here. See what he answers with. Hopefully just a mountain. Here we see a returned centaur, which is not what we wanted to see off the top. We definitely need lands at this point. Be really nice to run into a blue here, as we might just get completely starved out. As if we let him get too far ahead here, he's just going to have way too many tricks. And there is our island, which is perfect. We definitely need that. And I think I'm going to throw out this Vaporkin and try to bait him there for removal, rather than throw out this Siren. We'll save the Siren for the following turn. And never mind, he just goes ahead and removes that, so that's fine. We are not too awful worried about that. So he puts one on top, one on bottom. And I'm an idiot for passing the turn. Oh, stop clicking buttons. So he gets a free 4/4 haster here. Seems pretty good. And I guess we throw out our siren here. And wait until we draw our next land, and then we can throw this weight onto the Fanatic here. Which basically renders it completely useless. And if I would have just done that last turn, I would already be swinging with this thing. As he's just got too much brute force at this point for me to really slow down. So yeah, and if we don't start drawing lands here pretty quickly, we are just gonna get blown out. Cyclops, man, that is awful. Land? Yay, we get land. So I guess our choices here. Do we go ahead and just throw out the Centaur? Because he can block the Fanatic. Or do we wait this turn onto the Cyclops? I think we wait onto the Cyclops. Take 3 more damage here. And then we throw out the Centaur, which can block the Fanatic. And now if that thing untaps, hopefully he doesn't have removal for it, and then he's going to have to start discarding stuff. And he's got a land, so he's up to 5. He'll go ahead and swing here, so hopefully he doesn't have the Titan Strength in hand. Excuse me. What's he got here? Nessie and Asp is horrible. So he loses a card off the top and has to discard a card. I get Cutthroat Maneuver, which is nice. But it's not going to be enough. As his Asp has Reach. And it looks like we are just going to get ran over by the rest of this deck. We are not drawing lands. And I can give my creatures protection, but it doesn't really do anything. Because he's quite a bit ahead of me here. So now we have a little bit of the downside to this, is the fact that we just don't have the staying power to deal with stuff like this Nessian Asp. Wow. And I think we're done with that, so we'll just say good game and go ahead and concede here. So there's nothing we're going to be able to do against this. Don't have enough lands up to pull any combat tricks, and he just has way too much going on for him here. So we're just going to concede. And we would have had Asphyxiate and Cure. But Asphyxiate's a sorcery, and there's no way he's not going to swing here. Because Asphyxiate is basically just a play on creatures that... So, yeah, we didn't draw into another land for another 2 draws here. Disappointing. Well, we'll see you in Game 3. Thank you for watching.